Miss Adele McDonald, do I have you there?
Yes, hi, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you? You and Liam and your family have been doing so much out there. On the elevator music.
Yeah, we went all around Europe and we went over 10,000 miles. And so he won the German championship and then he came second in another German championship. It contains of 7 different countries and 11 different events. And so he won that. So he done well. We had a Skoda Fabia car, and we put the junior director on top of the car, and we drove because of we had to go through England and then France and Germany. So we went that way and we camped. So we had a great time, and he done very, very well.
Okay, so now, repeat all the places that you guys went to, because I mean, you almost make it sound like it's right next door to you.
No, it's not right next door. It was what's it called? We had to get a boat from Dublin to Holyhead in England, and then drive 4 hours down to Santa Pod. And then what's it called? When we went from Dublin to, we had to go to France. It could be Dublin to France, and I think it was about 12 hours on the ship. 22 hours on the ship to France, and then we would have to travel. If we're going to Germany, we'd have to travel another 12 to 16 hours. It depends on what part of Germany. So we went to Hockenheim, we went to Stavis, which was near Berlin, and that would took nearly 16 hours to go. So and then we come back to France, and France another 22 hours, and then we would have to drive about 10, 12 hours to Cascade.
And is this for Liam?
Pardon?
And this is all for Liam's racing.
This is all for Liam's racing, yes, because we have no drag racing in Ireland. Although the first drag race was ever in the world was in 1903 in Phoenix Park. 2 cars raced down the road, and we have no drag racing in Ireland, so we have to go to England. So next, the 30th of March, he'll be racing over in England, and on the 6th of April, he'll be racing. We have to go a week before because the boat is booked out, so we have to go a week before, and then go into Santa Pod, and then start the European Championship, German Championship, and the English Championship. Okay. So he has to be in Santa Pod. Melbourne racing was done. That was in Melbourne in England. He raced there as well, and we put up prize money for trying to bring it back into England. So we had a prize money of £1,000, and then second prize was 500, and the third prize was 200. So we done racing in Melbourne as well. So we're trying to encourage them into another track in England. And so we only had 9 or 10 people, but it was better than nothing, and we had a good time.
And you know what? And that's what counts. Right. That's what counts. But I have to ask you, if there is no drag racing in Ireland, how in the world did you guys get into it?
Oh, my daughter, we were actually in America, in what's it called? Oh, where was it? It was in California anyway, and we had this kind of like 2 dragsters on a rail, and my daughter was 13 at the time, and she jumped into the dragster and said, "Mom, have a go," and I was on one side, so I went below, but she was, her reaction time was perfect. Mm-hmm. And the guy, she went on about 10 times, and the guy said, "You must be a junior dragster racer." And she went, "What's that?" And she said, "One of these." And she said, "Never heard of it." She said, "I heard of it." She said, "I saw the movie when I was about 8 years of age with some girl called Enders, and the Enders sisters. And he went, "That's right." He said, "Erica Enders," and she went, "Yeah, I saw that movie." But she said, "That's when I saw the cars. I want to get in." She went and she raced, and my husband bought her a car and said to her, "Now, you know, the Santa Claus 2 seconds because it was a slow car," and she got in it. And my husband said, "No, this is more powerful. Go easy on the engine." And what they call it, and the guy said, "Well, it's either she likes it or she won't like it." So as soon as she came around, she got out of the car and she said, "That was brilliant." And so she said, "I did say go easy on the engine," and she went, "Oh, can I go down again?" He was going, "Then I take a week on the engine." He said, "You're going to blow it because you're mad." And she went up to Top Fuel at the age of 19, but we had no sponsorship. So, but she done her license and she started at 19. A guy in the field asked her, "Would you like to do what's it called, Top Fuel?" Mm-hmm. And she said yes. And so she was the first in the world. We have built for NHRA, that is the first in the world to go from junior dragster straight in, no other class, to Top Fuel. Wow. So she done well, but at the moment she's doing big exams because she's trying to be a doctor, so she's in South Carolina at the moment. And so I did ring her tonight and she said, "I'm studying for exams, but I will get on the show one of the days." My son is in Dubai and it's actually 2 o'clock in the morning over there, so he was going, "Oh no," he said, "I would have, doing it," but he's up early in the morning for he's over there to work, and also he's going up to the track up there to have a look as well. Okay. Now, so but that's how, so as soon as we went over to California, that's when she got into the car, that's how it started off. And then my husband is a mechanic, so he, she won, my daughter won triple British champion, and she only done 1 year fully, and she won, and then we're winning the North Championship, and Motorsport Ireland doesn't rest drag racing. And we brought the 3 championship cups in, and we saying, if we go to Finland, we will have a chance of winning the Nordic Championship. And all we needed was €2,000, and he said no. So okay. She came sick. Yeah. So, but anyway, she was in the top 10 in the Nordics. But she done well, and Liam now is off on the 30th of March off to England to chase all the different championships around Europe and England.
So now I have to ask you, now it's odd that Alan is in Australia.
Pardon?
Okay, Alan.
Pardon?
Okay, I said it's odd that Alan is in Australia, and in Australia it's about 10 o'clock or so in the morning. It's Tuesday there. So you're in Dublin, Ireland. What time is it there?
It's 10 to 10 at night.
So you're only about 5 hours ahead of us when Alan is a whole day ahead of us. That's so odd to me.
Yeah.
Okay. And then now, are you in springtime in Ireland as well? Or going into spring?
We are. We had snow 2 days ago, and it wasn't. We were saying Merry Christmas because we never had snow in March. But anyway, we had snow, but now it's torrential rains, and so the weather is kind of a bit mad. But anyway, Ireland has 4 seasons in one day. Anyway, you could have your shorts on, and then you would have what they call it be snowing, and then it'd be raining, and the sun will come out again.
Oh, like here. Oh, you know what? Well, you know what? So that means that if you were ever to visit Cleveland, you'd be used to the Cleveland weather. Because we get the same thing, 4 seasons in one day. You feel right at home. You feel right at home. So now, Liam is he a junior dragster?
Pardon?
Is Liam a junior dragster?
Yeah, he has 2 more years to go. We can go up to 18 years of age. When his birthday, so his birthday lands on the 21st of September.
Mm-hmm.
So that's usually the last event in Santa Pod. So he can race up to the last event in Santa Pod, which is the 21st of September. So yeah.
Okay, and
so
then,
he'd be 8. So he has 2 more years to go.
okay. See, now here's another thing. See, if you brought him over here, I wouldn't even pay attention to him because he'd just be one of my grandsons. He's
yeah, you can have him.
he falls right in line with all of them. That is awesome. So now, what is he going? Once he leaves being a junior dragster, what's his goal next?
I don't know what car he wants to race, or he's looking at a few different ones, but you know, I don't know what he wants to race at the moment. He won't race a funny car, and my husband would love to race a funny car, but my daughter said he's not allowed. So I think my husband and Lee will not be allowed to race a funny car, and also we wouldn't have the money either to race a funny car. But he can dream here as in bed, you know. So but I don't know. He was looking at a few different door cars, and so hopefully he'll pick one of them. You know, he can race a 16 in a bigger car, and but we were just saying because he can have the last 2 years, we might as well go after the English Championship, and which my daughter won. So it's kind of like, oh, I won this and you won that. So it's kind of like they're slagging one another. Right. So he has to go after the British Championship. He has to win what they call it that because Gabrielle won that. You know?
Oh, Lord. Okay. It's a sibling thing going. I think that is awesome.
And she's coming over in May up to the main event in May over to England, and she's what's it called, friend? Main event, is it? And so, but she's coming over to the main event, and she's going to bring Liam up to the line. So that's the first time ever that she has, you know, brought him up to the line because he's racing since he's 8, but she raced since she was 13. So he's all excited that she's bringing them up to the line, and Blossom Engines and what they call it, we want to thank them for donating the engine to us as well. So happy days.
And you know what? Who drew that beautiful picture of Liam's car? That was really nice.
Yeah, it was one of the guys that we used to race with, and his mom drew. I asked her, I said, could you draw a picture of the car, because she was always doing kind of like bunny rabbits and birds, and I said, would you draw up the car, please? And it took her about a year before I kept asking her, please do the car. So she done it the other day, and it was lovely. So she's putting her in the post now, and she's sending it over. So she lives, that was Emma Louise Forum. She lives in England, and she did it for me. So, yeah, so it was nice. Nice to have, you know?
Yeah, that was, she did a, I can't draw a straight line with a ruler. So anybody that can draw is, and I'm impressed by it. That was a really nice picture. I hear your husband in the background, and you said he would like to see Liam in a funny car.
Yeah, he would like to see Liam in a funny car.
Why?
And,
I just want to know why.
Graham, if you want to know why would you like to see Liam in a funny car? He likes the funny car, so you'd rather him drive that than the Top Fuel.
They are, you know what? Now, see, those two classes happen to be my favorites. I love the Top Fuel dragsters. Yeah, awesome. that Top Fuel. The dragster is it's a monstrosity. It's big. It just you know, has the prettiest burnout I've ever seen. And those tires get extremely skinny. So That's one of my favorites. I love the funny cars as well. Of course, we got John Force.
Right.
You know, over here, there's that lost the other day. Well, actually,
John Ford drive a funny car, right?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, but that's what I said. That's my other favorite class. Yeah.
Right.
So I love those. That's why I was wondering why, you know, of course, and it's a door car.
Yeah.
You know, and I just think a lot of people, I think especially females, relate to the door cars because they can kind of see themselves. You know, I drove that car down the street.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, they do.
All right.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, they could drive that down the street. Be happy days.
Yeah.
The police would be after you. They wouldn't catch you and go,
I don't. You know what? We've got some police here. Well, of course we got a lot of police in here, but and we've done, you know, in our younger days we've done some goofy stuff, and they've actually pulled up and said, "Who's underneath the, you know, first of all, what are you doing?" You know, because we did a couple of burnouts in front of the house, and you know, and they would just come up, kind of shake their fingers at us, and then the next question was, "What's underneath that hood?" Just
Right.
so, they go away happy.
Right.
They go away happy.
God, yeah, they'd be so happy to see what the color that was under
Mm-hmm.
your hood, and you know, they're saying, "Will I be able to catch that?" No, you can't.
Right.
And yeah, what they call it. I must say, it's a fantastic sport, and all the people you meet over, you know, my daughter and my son went to Bristol, Tennessee for the Eastern Conference final, and the amount of people we met, and we still, you know, we're still great friends and everything like that. It's just absolutely out of this world, you know. And then the people we met in England, France, Germany, Sweden, you know, it's just amazing, you know. So it may cost an awful lot of money, but I tell you, the memories are amazing, and you couldn't buy them.
I agree. I agree. I totally agree. Well, you know, you have a standing open invitation to come and hang out with us at Dragway 42 in West Salem.
And
Brilliant.
don't forget the IX Center.
But they're in
We're
Iowa.
going to do the show at the IX Center.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? And my husband just reminded me. So, but she's okay. Now, where are you going to be March 30th?
We're actually going on the boat, which will take 7 hours to go to England, not England, actually Wales, and then we drive from Wales down to Santa Pod.
And that what he was reminding me of is that we're going to be at Piston Power Autorama March 31st through April 2nd, and we'll be broadcasting from there as well. So if by chance you and Liam, and of course your husband or your daughter or anyone wants to call into the show, because we'll be broadcasting, then you know we would love to have everybody listen to you, and you just show them what an awesome sport drag racing is, because it is.
Right.
Brilliant, thank you very much. And on the 26th, we're going up to the north of Ireland, and we're bringing the junior dragster up to the north of Ireland because we don't actually have, junior dragsters. So we're bringing our car up, and we're going to show exactly what a junior dragster is. And my daughter will be over as well. So we're going to put her in the junior dragster to go down the track as well. So she doesn't know at the moment. She's probably listening in. She's studying. So if we had her in the car, what to show up the north. But I just tell you one funny story. We were saying we wanted to get junior dragsters into Ireland, and next month I rang this girl from Sweden, and we wanted to know we were going over to Sweden to race. And this girl answered the phone, and she was, spoke in Swedish, and I said, hello. And she went, oh, hello, my dear, and with a typical Northern Ireland accent. And I said, hi. I said, I just want to make inquiries. I said, we're going over to Sweden to race. I said, do we need to have A, B, C, what do you need? And next minute she turns around and she said, oh my God, my mother is from Northern Ireland. On the north of Ireland. She said, looking for any junior dragster.
Oh,
And they
wow.
told me there was no junior directors. And I said, yeah, we're the only junior director in Ireland. And, but I tell you, she was the nicest person. We went out to Sweden. She had the Irish flag right as we were walking, coming in. And, but I mean, she was just amazing. She worked with the project over there, helping junior directors from all around Sweden, Finland, the Nordic parts. But she did not. She was going to my friends were answered. She said we actually have a junior director from Ireland, and so what we're going to do is we're going up the north of Ireland, and we're going to, we told her, so she's delighted now that we're trying to start her up in the north of Ireland now. So our dreams are to bring it to Ireland. So maybe something will come out of it on the 26th of March, up in the north. So. But the only thing is we have passed in the FIA, we have passed the Honda engine, which we can use, because you see, when we get engines over from America, it costs us $5,500 to get the engine being brought over to Ireland. Mm-hmm. It's another $3,000 with tax, duty, and shipping. So you're talking about a junior tractor engine. It costs you $5,500, but it costs us, the rest of the world, $8,000 to $9,000. So now it has been passed. So in Europe now we can actually use the other engines. So happy days.
So now, Liam, I'm sorry, are you guys sponsored? I mean, does he have sponsors for his car, or?
No
okay.
Sponsors at all.
Okay.
Only was because Blossom Engine. We told Blossom about it, and he said, I'll give you an engine. And so he has sent it to my daughter. So my daughter's flying over because it would be cheaper for her to bring the engine over. Mm-hmm. So she's flying over to bring all the different parts we need for the car. And she's flying over with them. So she goes, Mom, you need a truck. And I said, just put them in the suitcase and just come along and just put your Irish accents on because I've lost it. And just say, you're going home to bring the engine.
Right.
And she went, Mom, she said, I hope I don't get into trouble.
Nah, she'll be fine. You know what? I cannot wait to take a lot of videos, especially when he knows that this is his big sister and she's gonna be staging him, right. And she has not done that, right. And that's special.
No, she never has, and she's dying to stage it because it's a big deal for her, and and he always said, but I would love to get her on another car on the opposite side.
Yes.
And race them, because the two of them, oh my God, it would be great. So I'm trying to organize that so that they can race one another.
Aww.
And so, but I don't want to be in the caravan when she comes in, because the two of them are going, well, I'm better than you. And because Liam's reaction time, when you get 3 zeros, we get, he gets 4. So it's 0.00001. And he has done that 4 times.
Wow.
She would always get the perfect life, but he always got the 4 zeros. So it's kind of like, I got 4, you only got 3.
See, and you should have a hidden camera in your house while they're there together. That's gonna be a lot of fun watching those two.
It's unbelievable. Even when we're doing the portraiture, the big competition, and I bet you $5, and I bet you, and I go, oh, sweetheart of God. What? Oh, you were playing crazy golf, and they were killing one another in Bristol. So I just said, listen, I'm leaving you two there, and I'm going. I said, I don't care. I said, I'm just leaving you. Oh my God. I said, I'm ashamed to own this. And do not open your mouth, because they're not telling them. If anybody asks you, you're from England, you're not from Ireland, because don't let the Irish people down. But, yeah.
I understand.
But they're too competitive, so, and that's why I wouldn't drive, because I'm too competitive. I raced and I played Gaelic football for Dublin, So I'm very competitive. So if you ask me to get in a car, I wouldn't because I know I'll be, it
Just
has
as
to be
competitive, so they have it
the
honest.
best.
So they have it honest. So that's okay. But it just sounds like so much fun. I understand we have three. Two of them race. So I do understand what you're saying. And then there's a mediator and all that good stuff. So this has been fun. But again, I do, like I said, you have an open. What I would love, Adele, is to have all of my friends. You. Um, we've got some more friends from Australia. Wouldn't it be fun to have everybody here?
Yeah.
And have that kind of race. Yeah. And have that, because we already have the Australian flag flying along with the American flag. To have a flag from Ireland up there as well and said, here we go, one more. And it just proves that no matter what's going on in this world and all the crazy stuff, we still got a whole lot of good going on.
Right. Right.
Yeah. It's good. No matter who you are, when you put two kids in the side by side, when they come down, they jump out of the car, okay, they may have lost, but they're still hugging one another. Later on, you go out bowling, if you do something, it's not, I think it's a fantastic family, and that's why you're inviting us over, and that's what we need. We need, friendship. We don't need war. We need friendship. We need what we call happiness. We need a bit of fun.
Right.
So,
Right.
Yeah, and let the news let the news broadcast about that, about all the positive stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let them show that in spite of all the things that they talk about, all the negativity that they want to bring, there's a whole lot of positive and a whole lot of good going on.
Yes.
Oh, there is. Yes. It's a big, when we go back now to England and France, Germany, you see all the people, oh, yeah, and, I talk with my hands, so I must be definitely part of me, must be Italian, but I talk with my hands and I go in and I can't speak German, I can't speak what they call French, but they all understand it because I'll be using my hands and I'll be, and they know a little bit of English and then we all, bonds, we have great friends in Holland, and they help us out, they would transport our car over if we can't go and their dads and all like that, he's 80 odd years of age. He brings the car around for us and he's just brilliant, and we would fly in and that was now a couple of years ago. But, everybody's there to help one another and that's what we love,
Yes.
And we love the Americans. We love, they just have so much passion, and in America you never say never because you always, the American people are so positive. The Irish are very negative.
I don't know if I agree with you. I think it's probably a medium on both sides because it's always, in our household, it's always, what next? What's gonna happen next? I got a question for your husband. What is his favorite car? Mopar, Chevy,
question
GM?
For you, Glenn.
Yeah.
What is your favorite car? Owning 20 cars.
But even a funny car has a type. It's got to be a Ford, a Chevy. What's his favorite?
Well, it's got the Hemi in it, right?
It's a Ford or a Chevy American. What? Ford.
He likes Fords. Oh, we got a friend that would love him. You know what? As a matter of fact, we have a 1967 Mustang. It's not gonna be a funny car, but it's gonna be a race car. So it is a race car. So.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Yes. So
that'd be fantastic. He loves the Fords and he loves them. He always said he loves to live in California with all the cars, and so he's he's a petrol head. While I wouldn't be, I'd be away with the fairies. I wouldn't know what to be talking about.
You know what? And
I wouldn't even know who.
You're talking about California.
Pardon?
I said you're talking about California, and there was a time when you could say it never rains in California, but California has been getting some really horrible weather
Really?
these past few days. How is your daughter? She is I hope she's not
Stuck in it.
yeah stuck in that.
She's in South
Oh,
Carolina.
that's right. You did
And
say, okay.
she bought a house in South Carolina. So, but she is doing her degree up to be a doctor up in Miami. So at the moment she's doing the internship down in South Carolina with her husband who is also a doctor. So he's a doctor of kidneys. So but yeah, so he's so she's in South Carolina, but California. Yeah, my friend lives in some part of California. He was saying Los Angeles, and he's saying that it was raining, and he said there's so much, and they had hailstones or something. They were saying so real freak weather.
Very, very. There's been a ton of snow. Now they're getting rain, so that's a concern. But I think everything will work out just fine. However, I got to end this conversation. I have so much fun talking to you. I love it. I can't wait. Cannot wait to get you guys here and have an awesome job. I want to thank you and your family, your husband, and everybody for calling in. And hopefully, and like I said, if you have a chance, March 31st, April 1st or 2nd to call in, we would love to hear from you.
We'll be there the whole weekend. The whole weekend. So anytime. I mean, just check with us and call, and then
and we'll let you know our broadcast.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, but because if you have Alan Ward, tell him I tried to get onto his link the other day and I couldn't get through to him. So you're easier, but I think Alan was much harder to get a link to.
Us too.
And so anyway, I said I'm going to get him and say, how dare you? I couldn't get onto your link.
Neither could we. He should be calling in pretty soon, so we are going to fuss at him as well because we couldn't get on either. Adele, thank you so much for calling in. It has been fun. Thank you very much. And you guys have a great one.
And good luck in your racing and safe racing. And thank you very much
You're
for
so
your
welcome.
time.
And thank you. Have a good one.
God bless. Bye-bye.
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 Oh, there we go. All right. So Adele McDonald from Dublin, Ireland, and her husband and her. Can you imagine? She has to put the car on a boat.
Yeah, I seen somebody that was transporting a car in it, and they dropped the container.
Wow! Ooh.
Yeah.
That's not good.
It was a mess. I think it was one of the guys from Australia's car.
Really?
Coming over here.
Okay.
Wow.
I mean, but she goes. I mean, like 12 hours.
It might be the other way around. It might be one of the guys from here going over there. But I know I saw it a little bit on Facebook.
Like 12 hours on a boat and then 3 hours someplace else.
Right.
Then to get to their destination, once they get off the boat, there's another 3 hours.
Right.
I mean, she's gone to Holland, to France, as well as Ireland, of course, to England. And here her daughter is here in South Carolina. And of course, she got her racing bug from right here in the USA. Right, yeah. USA. So that's
you can get it here.
That's awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Right, and that was the start of Heads Up, let's get it on.
Right.
Right, for real. So we're supposed to have a caller calling in.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
But we had that caller, and so the next caller is more than welcome to call 216-939-5087. In the meantime, gotta say hello and hi to our sponsors because we didn't get a chance to do that. Nope. So, of course, if you're located at 16997 Progress Drive, you know who you are. You're the best rocker arms on the planet.
Harlan Sharp.
And then if you could just kind of right around the corner from us in Walton Hills on Hannah Drive, where perfect is not just a word, it is a way of life at Perfect Point 501 Converters. Hey, Bubba, what's going on?
What's going on?
And we're going to hit Minota's Trophies. Minota's Trophies. And they have a new owner. Yes. Minota's is now owned by
a cool guy.
Yeah, a younger generation.
Right.
And they are now doing more than just trophies. They're doing T-shirts. They're doing they're doing cups. They're doing all kinds of paraphernalia 4 years. So they've actually expanded themselves, but they are still on Alpha Drive.
Right.
In Wilson Mills, Ohio, in Unit 40.
Right.
So, go and visit them, tell them that No Static Radio and Kudra sent you.
Right.
All right, so.
And I want to say shout out to the guys that helped us in the past, Mr. Mark Cook, Bad Man Racing. I got to shout out to Mark. I got to go out there and see him. I ain't been out there.
Absolutely. And of course, there's Mr. Dave Roman and Charlie Moore coming out of R&R
Right.
Body on
I'd like to shout out to only.
Imagine that?
No.
No?
No.
That
only champion, grand champion we got.
Oh, Steve Lindsay.
Yeah. Sorry,
Steve, you didn't hear that. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I think his wife just had a birthday as
Yeah.
well. So.
Yeah, I got to shout out to Steve. I got to go see Steve. He was showing some cranks and stuff, and I was thinking about stroking one of my engines.
Okay.
So,
So hey, Steve. Yes, you are. You know what? Because of everything that happened, Steve happens to be our only grand champion.
Right.
He holds on to a humongous sword. By the way, my granddaughter just fell in love with that sword because she's taking fencing. But USA, Steve, you can keep the sword. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah. So anybody else?
Well, you gotta say hi to the boxes.
The boxes.
Square people.
Yeah.
Good to see the Corey's coming along better.
Right.
And they're out there. They're getting back into the groove and doing their thing. So, yeah.
And if you need something painted, go see R&R.
Yep.
For real.
R&R. And we talked about Mr. Baumgartner.
Right.
If you want it to shine bright.
Yes.
If you want it bright, you need to go see him.
The
We've not talked to him.
I think he's working at home now. I'm not sure. I think he's working at home. He's doing a car for Rick.
Okay.
Doing the wheels for Rick. He polishing them, and it won't take him long.
You know what? And of course, you guys heard me when I was on the phone with Adele talking about the Summit Piston Power Honorama coming up on the 31st of March, the 1st and 2nd of April at the Cleveland IX Center. And on the 27th, I believe we have in the studio with us Mr. Steve Legursky. So I'm giving you fair warning. I'm giving you a heads up warning. If you have any questions, you know how to call in because that's what he's here for, to answer your questions.
All right. Hey, and let me mention one thing too, because Bubba added today program. They start you can go there and get the transmission converter and everything. Transmission setup, converter, and all that stuff. And from what I've seen, it's pretty good. And I know it's going to be good because, hey, Bubba out there at the track damn near every weekend, just like we are, checking things out, making sure everything go all right,
And I would really like to have Bubba in the studio. I remember we were at his shop. It's been a couple of years now, again, because everything is just really getting back to normal now. And he talked about racers and how he felt about them. And it would take him to say what he said again for you guys to really, really get the magnitude of just how important you are to him. It was great.
Right.
It was really, really good.
Well, it's always good to have somebody that's interested in your sport.
Mm-hmm.
It's always good because they go out there, they see their product perform, they talk to the people that they selling to. I mean, not just Bubba, that's with all of them. Mark Cook is out there. Randy is out there. Hey, Randy got a crew that comes out to the track every weekend. They go somewhere,
Right.
Right.
Sure
So, right, at Harlan Sharp, yes, they go somewhere. So they trying to keep up what's going on with you. All you got to do is be straight up and hey, I don't like this, I like this, and whatever. If you got issues with it, because they there to straighten it out.
Right.
Right.
And then you know what? And you can't complain if you never say anything.
Right.
You cannot complain about if you don't say anything. They don't know.
Right.
But I encourage everyone to say hi to the sponsors. Tell them how important, because they are.
Right.
I mean, we wouldn't have the tracks that we do if it's not for people like Dave Roman, Randy, Bubba, and everybody else that steps up to keep us going, and bring the product.
Right.
It's important.
Right.
That's really important. So we're looking for another call, and if you are out there, we're waiting for your call. I did send a message to Alan. I see he has not called in yet, but he had a race, and I agree with Adele. He said it was streaming, and we couldn't find it. So we that's probably why he's not calling, because he's going to get fussed at.
Right.
He's going to get fussed at.
Well, we were supposed to talk about heads up racing today. I had a caller that's gonna call in that's building a beautiful car, and I just wanted them to tell you guys what I see him. He sitting up there typing and stuff, and he's a very ambitious guy. He's ready to roll, and he got a couple friends out there that's already doing the stuff, and he got some friends that's helping him along. And hey, I wish him well.
Absolutely.
Racing is anybody that spend money doing this stuff is serious about it. You don't go out there and work for nothing. Nobody does that. They want to be comfortable at home and do what they love doing. I know I've done it all my life.
But now he's retired.
Right.
But I mean, you know what? And you deserve it. Almost 40 years at the same place. Yeah, you deserve to sit down and rest.
It was 40 years, really. I just was off a year.
Yeah,
that's why they said 38.
You're right. You took they said 39.
I worked 2 years. Yeah. Hey, you know what?
Give me 6 months, right?
Right.
Okay.
With that being said, the Cleveland area, and I love talking about home, Cleveland, because not only we got the Browns and Cavaliers and the Indians, now the Guardians,
yes.
and with the Lake Erie Monsters now,
yeah,
and and got some of the great college ball from Akron to Cleveland in the country. So Cleveland always been an area of what's going on, and drag racing was one of them. Now, I might have took a different look at it than a lot of guys do. And there's a lot of guys that's in heads up racing. I thought about it. I couldn't see myself surviving like that, trying to build something to go heads up racing. I like index racing. I love it. I love bracket racing. And my plan on the first 4 shows of this year is to have heads up racing on.
Okay.
So next week, if I got to go out there and knock somebody in the head, I'm gonna have somebody in the studio
talking about heads up.
Talking about heads up racing.
Absolutely.
Now, if you want to come and sit down here and talk to the people all over the world, you're more than welcome.
Like we just did.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. And it's a conversation. You're talking about something you like.
Well, you know what? I got threw under the bus because, we had a show a long time ago, and I threw everybody under the bus.
Okay. Did they get out?
Huh?
Did they get out from underneath the bus?
No, they didn't get out. They didn't get out.
Okay, my question, did they prove your point, though?
Oh, yeah, they proved my point.
So.
Yeah, they proved my point. And all of them, then they started running from me. Like, what? They were scared to confront me. And I was for real about it.
Maybe because you told the truth.
Hey.
That happens.
Racing, I love racing. Let's race. That's what I used to call a friend of mine, Ron Lovelace. I used to call him. I finished my car. Hey, we used to meet up somewhere on the street between him and I. He's north side of town. I'm in the south side. And there wasn't no problem.
Right.
I didn't hate him. In fact, he was like a brother to me.
Okay, now, you all know Ron is not gone anywhere.
Right.
He's still
But he retired from racing.
He retired, right.
Ron retired from racing.
But he's still hanging around.
He's enjoying life.
Right.
I'm like, okay, you do your thing, brother.
That almost sounded like a eulogy.
But what I got on everybody about is that everybody, you call a meeting and say, hey, we're going to have heads up racing. We want to start a list. You got 25 people that'll show up. But when it's time to race, where they at?
Right.
That was mainly what what my conversation was about, and they got mad at me because they know that I was right. They knew I was right. You know, it's some of them out there. You know, you got guys out there that's doing it to death. And you got some guys want to do it to death, but everything is changing so fast on them.
And then you got guys out there that offer nothing but lip service.
Right.
So, it is.
You got
You
that. You know.
It is what it is.
So that's mostly we got in our area is lip service. Looking at Chicago, we was waiting on a call from Chicago today, wasn't we?
Yeah, we were. I'm gonna get on here because, like I said, I reached out to him, but then I got his brother.
Right.
Who said he needs to talk to you guys, so we'll get him. I don't find him being a shy person at all.
Yeah, Kyle Riley.
Kyle Riley.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Yes, SFG Racing.
But I mean, looking at Chicago's racing history, I remember a guy named Clint. Every time we went up to Michigan, I used to run into him. He was a racing SOB for real. Yeah, I mean, every time they had a nationals, and you know we couldn't go to every time it was a national up in Michigan at Milan, you know.
Yeah.
But we loved it. We went when we could.
Yeah, we went off there. We
Yeah.
went off there enough,
Yes.
so it's
Yeah.
not like anything new.
Yes.
That
And we
have
went
to
up
race.
there and raced and competed and had to go back because we qualified. We was racing. I remember one time we was racing at Norwalk
And went to
and went to Michigan that night.
Okay,
Qualified, had to go back to
So
Norwalk.
guys, this is a story because now nobody can do anything about it. But we were actually we raced in Norwalk
Oh God!
and then realized we didn't have any gas to get to Michigan. So
Right.
it was
No, we had money and stuff.
but we
we
ran
ran
out
out
of
of
gas. But we just
We ran
happened
out
to
of
run out of gas like right at this truck stop.
No, not the truck stop. It was
Was
a U-Haul.
Was it a U-Haul?
A place.
Was it a U-Haul?
On Route 18.
Well,
Or was it 20?
it was 18.
It was.
It was 18. Yeah,
Okay.
it was absolutely 18. We just needed enough gas. And
Enough gas
and
to
our
get to the
daughter,
gas station.
right, and our daughter is sitting here. She will attest to this. So, you know, those trucks had a lot of gas in them.
Right. Yeah.
So we kind of borrowed some. But
we bought 5 gallons.
yeah, from them,
Right.
from one of the trucks.
All right.
And in the meantime, the state trooper stopped by. And it was, you know, see, there is a guide. There's a racing guide, there's a racing guide. Because they never said to me, why are you sitting on the side of the road?
Right.
They admired the car the entire time while he was down there borrowing the gas from the truck and putting it into our gas, our little gas thing. So, but they never said, can I help you? Is there a problem? Where's the driver of this truck? Because I was sitting in the passenger seat
Right.
and the kids were in the back. They loved the car. We had the Roadster at that time.
Right.
And they loved the car and they said, well, have a great evening and be careful getting to where you're going. And they drove away.
Right.
And about 5 minutes later, we had enough gas in our truck.
Yeah.
And he said it didn't taste too good.
Oh, well, hey, gas, when you siphon gas.
Right.
Man.
With a hose.
All right. Well, hey, we done what we had.
We
to
got
do.
there and we qualified. We went from Norwalk to Michigan, from Michigan to Norwalk and back to Michigan,
Right.
and back to Norwalk, and one weekend.
Hey, remember one time we was running short of money, and we had to pull stuff out for sale that I had run, I think, an old school.
We did all kinds, yes.
Couple
We did.
parts, camshafts, set of heads and
Yeah,
stuff.
we did
Ended up
what we
selling
did.
about $300 or $400 worth of stuff. Like, we good to go. We went there and sat down and ate.
We sure did.
Right.
We won the race. We had much fun, and we still have that much. We don't do those things anymore. But
Right.
you know, when you're coming up and you're young, there and you got kids that want to eat, and and we want to have a good time.
Right.
You do what you need to, and we did.
I think we did, especially when we went to Byron. We went to that big bracket race in Byron,
Oh my God.
and we had a little visitor that was tearing up our tent, that went in there and started tearing up stuff.
Actually, that was you know what, it would take that's not a story for us.
No.
That's actually a story for our kids.
Like,
Because wow, she didn't like us that.
she was just mischief. That's all.
But see,
I warned our kids, hey,
don't let her eat up everything.
right?
She was
Don't let her eat up everything. Don't let her get into nothing, you know. And
then we had a conversation that our kids didn't care for, and then they made sure she never came back again.
Yeah.
Like I said, that would
was
actually be a
nice.
decisive. No, they weren't.
Yeah.
No,
Nice. They
decisive.
Hmm?
Do you recall Byron and that little child?
I remember that little girl.
Yes. Now, that little
She
girl
was
got
a
dragged back
terrorist.
to her mother.
I don't know which one of them grabbed her and took her out of the tent. Was one of them grabbed like, look, you gotta go.
That would have been our youngest.
Yeah, that was Kizzy.
I'm sorry.
That was Kizzy.
Yeah, that would have been our youngest daughter. Who wrapped her hair around her fist.
Yes. Look, you gotta go.
You gotta go. So I'm gonna take you to your mommy and
I came in there. That place was tore up.
And it wasn't even our kids. They were trying to be nice, and then they grew up. They're still nice,
Right.
but they're just not that nice anymore. But like I said, that was the story for them. Don't you have something that you wanted to announce or today, or are you thinking about it? I said, did you have something that you wanted to announce, or were you thinking about it?
What about the honorarium?
Mm-hmm.
What, I was giving them tickets away?
Yeah.
I'm giving tickets away. Somebody come in.
Okay.
They come in, call, and keep a conversation. Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Save 'em.
You know?
Right. So. All
Right.
right. So you
This
guys
is drag racing, the ultimate sport.
That's right.
You're more than welcome to call, come in. I appreciate it if you come in. You'll get the feeling of it all right here at No Static Studio.
Right.
For real.
And do not come in if you're already in the show. I mean, you
Right.
come in. Okay. Let me back that up. You are more than welcome to come in if you are going to be part of the show, but you are not getting extra tickets because you got all your stuff. So.
Right.
Okay. So that.
Well, you know what? Some people need extra tickets.
Okay, but that's no.
Well,
we want
I'm
new
trying,
people.
y'all.
Right.
I'm trying.
We want new people.
I'm trying. You know what? And I gotta take my hats off to people that do stuff around this sport. And right now, I'm taking our hats off again to us because we have spent our share in getting people involved, keeping them in touch, taking them out to the track and doing stuff. I mean, you know what? We've done a lot.
Yeah. I may have two young men coming down. They don't race, but they're interested, and I also want to introduce them to Decisive. I think she'd be a great mentor for them. I don't know how our grandson is working right now, Cameron, this would really be his,
Right.
his niche. So.
I love for somebody to come down here and start a heads up show opposite of ours. I mean, that's what we really would be at, you know?
Right.
Easy money, where you at, man?
Right.
You know, we can hook you up where you at. You ain't got to come here every day. My daughter can hook you up. She can do the show every week from right here where she's sitting at. Boom.
And sometimes from home.
Right.
Sometimes
Sometimes at home. So, hey, you want to get out, you want to keep in touch with the world. I'm not telling you this is the only place you can go. I'm telling you can come here.
It's the only place you should go.
Right.
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 I absolutely, it's the only place you should go.
Right.
Right.
Right. Right. So, you know, we got a lot of good things going on at our drag strips around here. And, you know, I'm looking at the roll out here. It's almost 7 o'clock. I don't have nothing to do.
We got a couple of things. You know what?
I gotta go check on my sister. She's moving.
But it's you know, there are things that and congratulations to her. You know, I do want to give a shout out to
Yeah, congratulations to my little sister.
Yeah.
Not my little sister. Second.
To his younger sister.
My younger sister. Right.
She's got a new house.
Lisa Hill. She bought a new house in Garfield. She's ecstatic about it, you know.
Shout out to Aaron Colbert.
Right.
He is in rehab right now. Got some
Aaron.
he got some knees fixed. He probably about he's probably about a half an inch taller, maybe. We got to.
I told him to call his buddy Ron Lovelace. Ron had both of them done.
Did it do any good?
Oh my
He don't want to get on him no more.
I know. So you got
Not for racing.
You got to wonder about stuff like that. So
Right.
yeah, but shout out to Aaron. It's good to hear that he is he's healing slowly but surely.
God,
But he's getting there. So
I wanted to get Ron into a grudge race, meet him out at the track. You know, I got a little street car. He got a street car, the black Marauder.
yeah.
Yeah. Let's get it on, Ron.
That would be
Heads up.
fun.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
That's 2 out of 3.
Yep. Happy belated birthday to our fallen warrior, Gerald Easter,
Right.
whose birthday was on March 11th. And the
Right.
reason that I remember Gerald so well is because Gerald actually had his first cancer operation on his birthday.
Right.
On his birthday. And he was a fierce fighter while he was here. So
The big payback.
the big payback.
Yeah.
Big payback.
And he said, man, that was a long time ago. When I mentioned it to him, he said, I'm away from that, like whatever.
Right. But he was saying that while he was standing in the middle of the summit. So,
Yeah.
that's the way that.
I remember when he raced Squeaky over on Kane.
Oh my goodness.
And he came back and raised his hood up. And he reached up under the hood, took like 2 spark plug wires off. He said the thing was spinning, man. He said, I got to race him again. Woo, man.
And you know who I'd like to get to call in too, since we're talking about our Ultimate Warriors, would be Marsha Jackson.
Right.
Because Harold was Harold would call you out no matter where where he was, and he would key up that mic and say, "You got the street charger," and everybody was like, "Yeah, we know who that is." So
Yeah.
You heard Harold come around the corner in the station wagon.
I wish we could have hair on the air. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Would he have
That would be
something
else.
to say?
Yeah.
Would he have something to say?
Harold told me long time ago, me and Ben and Bill Taylor was sitting down. He said, man, look, he said, I'm going to tell y'all like this. Y'all going to be here. The longer y'all here, the more you're going to see people leave here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yes.
They said, don't take it offense to it. He said, but if you live long enough, you're going to see a lot of people leave here. And we have. You know, I lost my mother, father, aunts, uncles, people I love.
Yeah, best friends.
You know, talking about it, I got cousins I got to go see. You know, we was trying to do something when the COVID hit.
Yeah.
You know.
And we were actually having a good time. They were coming down to the park. We were kind of getting everybody together. So
I want to get back to it. So
I have to ask a question. Hold on a second.
Right. So it ain't just about racing. It's about family. Racing and family that goes together. That's what I think.
Right.
You know. I think it goes together.
You know what? And this is and it just irks me because you can't do anything about it.
Right.
But so I was watching the Judge Judy. Right.
Oh, here we go.
I know everything, right?
Here we go.
And so it was 2 guys.
Judge Judy.
Yeah, her. And so it was 2 guys, and they were talking about the work that was needed on a car. He was modifying a Chevelle.
Right.
He was modifying a Chevelle, and he was talking about the modifications he had done, and the guy hadn't paid him. And so he said, well, I raced. Oh, well, you're an idiot. Really?
That's what she said.
Yes, and that was part of my opinions on when it counts. Well, no, it's not, especially when you're stupid. Okay, and that episode just bothered me because a long time ago, when they had the dating game. Remember that when they had the dating game? Okay, and one of the girls was into racing. right? And the host, I forgot his name at the time, said, well, you can see where her IQ is.
Right.
And I would love to have a conversation with these people, you know,
Right.
especially since you think you know what you know and you don't know anything. So, I mean, when they have these shows on, maybe they should read a book or freshen up or see what it's all about before you make these statements. But that, I mean, those two things are just, because if they knew what, an inkling of what we know about racing and the people that are involved in this sport, I think they would just be in total shock.
Well, first of all, I remember my friend, one of my best friends, me and him been running together since we was 7, 8 years old, right? We get in front of his mother and father, and he picks out a car he wants, and his dad said, "Oh, got a 4-speed and big motor." He's like, "Yeah, I don't want to race." He lied. He lied.
That's funny. I just
He
happen to
ain't
like,
never lying.
right. I just happen to like this car, but then your father's literally telling you, "I know what you're doing." Right. So you know what? But the father probably would have been cool with it.
He didn't get it.
Right.
Yeah, like he hip to you, man.
Right. Yeah, he's telling you what you picked it out.
Right.
Okay. Okay. That is the. But you know when you run into people that's that smart sometimes.
Oh, I got cussed out because I love drag racing.
Well, you know what? I get a lot of questions. You know, how could you do that? Because, you know, people see what they see on TV. They hear what the media, the news says about it, and it's always something negative.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. When you got people like Adele, like Alan, like us, like, you know, like all of our friends that do this, they need to come out and see what this is about. They need to find out that it's not just about the cars out there, how fast they go, but you got some phenomenal people that are behind this, and some of these people just might be in your office.
You know, and you know that's that kind of what you just said. We got some phenomenal people. It kind of crushed me that when I came down on some of the guys, you know, we was hanging out at the bar and stuff. They didn't get it at all. They didn't.
Because they don't have, you know what?
They don't
have that passion. They don't get it. And they haven't seen it. Again, you know, I tell you this all the time. We grew up in a different type of world.
Right.
We grew up in this world, but our families did a lot of different things. We saw a lot of different things. Even when we talked about having a Twilight Parade, right? It was like, what in the world is that? Because we saw these things. We had a chance to experience these things. So it's not that we just came out of space. We've been there. So it just, you know, but, you know, when you race, you're looked at as a different person anyway. Until they come out, like our parents, we had to bring them out.
I got an announcement to make too.
Sure.
I got an announcement. The lady sitting next to me is your race master for the rocket race.
Alongside the lady sitting to my right. I cannot wait.
For the rocket race,
yes,
she will be calling you to the lane.
Yeah, girl Denise is on the mic, and you know, ain't nowhere in the world y'all
That's
can't hear his big mouth. But I got my joy to my right. The lady Decisive will also be there, and No Static Radio will be there, and we're gonna make it.
After 4th of July, there's Rock and Race.
Yes.
The next weekend after 4th of July is Rock and Race. If you want to see old-fashioned, good hot rod, come out to Dragway 42.
Absolutely. We're going to be
definitely sure.
And your speaker is Mr. Alan Ward, all the way from Mildura, Australia. Yes, it's going to be fun. I can't wait.
So, a heck of a show. I was there all weekend last year with Alan. I was the cook, and we was getting around there. We was there all weekend.
I didn't even come because I had to work.
Right. So, you know, it's going to be bigger and better this coming year, this year right here. And guys, check the musical talent that's coming out. I'm going to have a list of that next week. I need to come check it out.
Right, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Because they put on a heck of a show out there.
Much fun.
Right.
Okay. You know what? It's almost time for us to go because there is another show coming up behind
Right.
us.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we got somebody bumping us up.
Yeah, we got somebody that's actually
Right.
they're back. They're back.
Right.
And is that more than Lisa out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on a
Lisa
second.
coming up.
Yeah.
But in my right hand, you know, I saw her. You know what? Just so y'all know, living with this man is never dull. It's like having a first date every day. So look at your father. He's got an Urkel shot. Oh, you know what? And hopefully coming up, we're gonna have the Ultimate Warrior back on.
Ultimate
Yeah,
Warrior.
we haven't seen him in a long time.
Or heard him.
But
Yeah.
That dude.
Yeah, that dude.
I
You know.
don't know,
And what was the little guy's name?
What is the little guy?
What was the little guy's name that came after him? Rooney. It was the Ultimate Warrior, and the little space guy.
Oh gosh, I cannot believe.
I can't remember his name. They haven't been around in so long.
Hey, Ultimate Warrior guy, if he come around, look out.
Right. Well, he's gonna be back. He's absolutely gonna be back.
All right.
But you know what? It's time for my niece nation, and this one is coming from me. And Miss Lady Decisive, if you would pick out any tune that you would like to hear, I'm gonna do the Niece Nation, and we're gonna close this bad boy out. She's counting.
She falls asleep.
No. Hold on.
She's not falling asleep.
She didn't move.
Well, that's because only her fingers need to move.
Okay.
You don't type like this.
All right.
She got me. Yeah. Is that from our colors?
No, this Jill Scott.
Just okay.
Golden.
I love Jill. Living
Yeah,
my life like it's golden. I'm doing that too. I'm having a ball. All right, so you know it's time for the Niece Nation. You know, and I usually bring you quotes and all that good stuff. But as you guys have noticed, this is National Women's History Month, and I've posted a lot about women. Here's my thing: who wrote the history? Why were men so? It was like they were afraid to tell you the whole truth. See, because they would have you think that during World War II that this country just crumbled and went to hell in a handbasket. That is not true. So my shout out today is to the women, black and white, that kept this country together while the men were at war. Because see, you understand, ladies, there was more than 6 million women who took wartime jobs in factories and kept production going on. You understand?
Right.
There were over 3 million that volunteered with the Red Cross and 200,000 women in the military fighting alongside our men for this country. Stand up, take a bow, cheer, stomp your feet, do whatever the hell you want to. Because, you know, like James Brown said, you know, this might be a man's world, but y'all ain't nothing without us. That's my word for the Niece Nation. And for the little girls out there, Coco Chanel says, a girl should be 2 things: who and what she wants to be. And then, you know, we get down to Miss Margaret Thatcher, Prime Minister, who said, if you want something said, ask a man, but if you want it done, you better check with a woman. That's my word. That's the Niece Nation. I'm out of here. And the president says,
I love you.
yeah. Woo!
Okay. With that being said, y'all, we're going to say good night. Be careful out there. The weather's kind of shaky. Ground's kind of cold. Bridge is kind of icy.
I know, right?
And I'm getting old.
Help me.
Y'all be careful. Drag Race Ultimate Sport. You know what? We love talking about the sport. People in the sport, we love you all. You know, with that being said, remember, we may not have it all together, but together we got it all.
We do too.
That's right.
God bless.
God bless
Good night. Thank you, Adele.
All right.
Now you gonna read Oh, you gonna read out?
Uh-huh. We'd like to thank you for listening to NoStaticRadio.net. You just finished listening to Drag Racing, the ultimate sport on the station where we don't bring no static, we shut up, bring the noise. Make sure you guys check us out on social media, where we absolutely love to hear from you at Facebook.com, No Static Radio LLC, on Twitter at NoStatic_radio, on Instagram at The Real No Static Radio, and on YouTube at No Static Radio. Also, if you'd like to listen to replays of these shows and others on NoStaticRadio.net, just make sure to check us out on Mixler.com, Mixcloud.com, or just type in No Static Radio in the toolbar for replays and shows on others on this platform. And for continuous streaming, listen to us at TuneIn.com or LiveOnlineRadio.net. And Media Q, just type in No Static Radio in the toolbar for continuous streaming on this show and all others on this platform. And for all in-depth look at things, No Static Radio, including possible upcoming events, merchandise, or an in-depth look at our show host, please visit our website at www.nostaticradio.net for all things No Static. And thank you so much for sharing your time with us. And you know what it is? Coming up next is More Than Meets the Eye on No Static Radio, your voice of the revolution, powered by Google, sponsored by Lamont Avenue Wines, the Cleveland Rugby League, and Design Me exclusively. Have a good evening. You think they're gonna be down here by the time we go home? Okay. I'll give them one. I've actually remembered it this time. Girl, you can sell them potatoes. I would charge $15. What?
Yeah.
The black box charge what?
Ooh.
20 something?
Yeah, about that much.
And as much as you get them, you know what I'm saying? You better go to work and offer something.